So I received a few comments on my last Blade video from people asking me about how they should build him, like what stats will be most optimal to have on him. So I decided that I'll just make a video covering all that. Now, even though there is no official reveal of his kit, everything said in this video should also apply to the final version of his kit as well, unless they do a complete overhaul, and at that point they might as well just call him something else. So for those of you who didn't watch the previous video, this is what his kit looks like, the leaked version of his kit, mind you. The most important part being the damage scaling with his maximum HP, and also the amount of HP lost, and some scaling with his attack as well. But mostly it is maximum HP, so it should be pretty obvious that if you want to get the most amount of damage, you need to make him as tanky as possible. Tanky with hardly any defense, mind you, as having any sort of damage mitigation will hinder his damage output. So HP will be the most important stat for Blade, as it will not only increase his damage but also increase his durability, and therefore he wouldn't require too much babysitting, unlike another garbage tier unit in the game. Next one will be crit rate, and then crit damage, and lastly attack. Bonus defense should be of least priority, as even though it wouldn't reduce his self damage inflicted, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, right? But it will, however, reduce the amount of damage he takes from the enemy attacks. Good thing about this unit being of destruction path is having access to this light cone, mainly if you're free to play, which will work extremely well on him if you don't plan on getting his signature light cone. The secret vow is alright, but as he has self-healing, you're not going to be getting the maximum output from this one, so you are better off not using it at all, and instead go with mutual demise and go for that 64.8% bonus crit damage on chest armor. And if you have the Clara signature light cone, then that's going to work even better on Blade. Now Blade will definitely stay at lower than 80% of its maximum HP during most of the battle, but staying below the enemy's current HP throughout the entire battle, I highly doubt it. So ditch the, don't go with the secret vow and instead just pick up the mutual demise instead. I mean, you already have it, right? Now, something I wouldn't get too much into, but for those of you who didn't get Locha, don't worry if you are thinking your Blade isn't gonna perform as well without him. If you really want Locha though, by all means, but if you want him solely for Blade, especially if you don't want to spend your Blade savings fund on him, then I would let you know that there is a leak of a new 4-star abundance character coming out who's supposed to be synergizing extremely well with Blade and is able to increase not only the allies' maximum HP but also their base aggro. So you might want to wait for that unit to come out, but still, leaks don't necessarily represent the final version. I'm going to leave it at that for the time being. Also, I don't know if any of you know about Fuzuhan's leaked kit, but as her abilities seem to mainly focus on mitigating her allies' damage taken, she will be a terrible unit to run with Blade. So for now, the best team for him seems to be Blade with Yukong, then Bronya, Pela with Tingyun, and then either Locha or the new 4-star healer. Bronya will help him get his stack faster. I mean, I'm not sure if that's gonna be useful because like his stack isn't like that broken or anything, so his stack build-up doesn't mean that much, but but her skill and ultimate will be pretty nice for Blade, for any DPS in general. Then Pela will increase his AoE damage with her ultimate, and Tingyun will draw the enemy's aggro, so even if your Blade is at really low HP, he should be fine, as Tingyun can easily tank the enemy attacks. Source? Trust me. But as I stated in the previous video, Blade doesn't really need to be the main DPS in your team, and instead you can just use him as a tank DPS hybrid in case his damage turns out to be mediocre. Now, for those of you who are farming relic sets for Blade, unfortunately there are better relics coming out, especially for units like him. I'm not sure if unfortunately was the right word, but all I'm trying to say is that do not waste your resources farming for the current sets in the game, and instead try building your other characters. These are all the new relic sets that they will soon be adding into the game. Longevous Disciple increases the wearer's maximum HP and also provides the wearer with a stacking crit rate anytime they are attacked or consume their own HP. They couldn't have made it more obvious that it's supposed to be for Blade, right? And then we have Rudolent Arena, increases crit rate and also the damage dealt by basic attacks and skills while being over a certain crit rate threshold. But in case you have the Inert Sal Soto set with some godly rolls, you should be able to use it. Mainly depends on how much difference there is between the crit rate on these two, and also the damage increase on basic attack and skills, as unlike Clara, Blade's follow-up does not proc every time he gets hit. and having 130 maximum energy, his ultimate will not be charging up that fast either. So Inert Salsato wouldn't make much sense for Blade, but if yours have some really nice stats, then it should be pretty decent on him until you find that new relic set with some really nice stats. So I hope that answered all your questions on how you should be pre-farming for Blade, but if you have any other queries, then feel free to ask me in the comments after you leave a like and subscribe, of course. And I'll see you all in the next one. Stay awesome, fellas, and I'm out. Peace.